story Secret Meetings in the Prison? In an American prison, where the days blended into one another, Michael found himself trapped in a world of despair. Wrongly convicted of a crime he didn't commit, he clung to the hope of proving his innocence. Each day was a struggle, filled with the monotony of prison life and the weight of his unjust sentence. He often sat alone in his cell, reflecting on the life he had lost and the dreams that seemed so far away. One fateful day, during a routine meeting with the prison staff, Michael met Sarah, a dedicated and principled correctional officer. Sarah was known for her strict adherence to the rules, but there was something different about her. As she walked through the prison yard, her presence commanded respect, yet her eyes held a softness that intrigued Michael. He noticed how she treated the inmates with a mix of authority and compassion, and he felt an inexplicable connection to her. Their first interaction was brief and formal. Michael, desperate for help, mustered the courage to approach her. "I need someone to believe me," he said, his voice trembling with emotion. Sarah looked into his eyes and saw the sincerity and pain reflected there. She felt a spark of empathy and decided to listen to his story. As Michael recounted the events leading to his conviction, Sarah found herself captivated by his honesty and vulnerability. She believed him. From that day on, their meetings became a regular occurrence. Initially, they were strictly professional, but as they spent more time together, the boundaries began to blur. Sarah started to see Michael not just as an inmate, but as a person with hopes, dreams, and a tragic story. She admired his resilience and determination to fight for his freedom. Michael, in turn, was drawn to Sarah's kindness and strength. He found solace in her presence, a stark contrast to the harsh realities of prison life. As weeks turned into months, their relationship deepened. They shared stories about their lives, their dreams, and their fears. Michael opened up about his childhood, his aspirations of becoming a writer, and the family he longed to reunite with. Sarah shared her own struggles, the challenges of working in a system that often felt dehumanizing, and her desire to make a difference. With each conversation, they grew closer, their bond becoming a source of hope for both of them. Sarah began to help Michael with his case, spending her free time researching legal options and gathering evidence that could prove his innocence. She was determined to assist him in any way she could. Their late-night conversations turned into whispered confessions of feelings that neither of them had anticipated. Michael found himself falling for Sarah, captivated by her passion and dedication. Sarah, too, felt a connection that transcended the confines of their circumstances. One evening, as they met in a secluded corner of the prison yard, the tension between them became palpable. The moonlight cast a soft glow around them, and for a moment, the world outside faded away. "I can't help but feel that we're meant to find each other in this place," Michael said, his voice barely above a whisper. Sarah's heart raced as she looked into his eyes, realizing that she felt the same way. They shared a brief, tentative kiss, a moment that felt both exhilarating and forbidden. However, as Michael's release date approached, he began to grapple with his feelings. The reality of leaving the prison loomed over him, and he felt torn between his growing affection for Sarah and the desire to start anew. He knew that once he stepped outside those prison walls, he would be entering a world filled with possibilities. But it also meant leaving Sarah behind. The thought of abandoning her weighed heavily on his heart. Finally, the day of his release arrived. Sarah stood at the gates, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and dread. As Michael walked out, the sunlight hit his face for the first time in years, and he felt a rush of freedom. He turned to Sarah, gratitude shining in his eyes. "Thank you for everything," he said, his voice thick with emotion. But as he stepped into the world beyond the prison, a part of him felt an overwhelming urge to break free from the past, including his feelings for Sarah. In the weeks that followed, Michael struggled to adjust to life outside. He found a job and tried to rebuild his life, but the memories of Sarah lingered in his mind. He met a new woman, someone who seemed to offer him a fresh start. As he spent time with her, he tried to push thoughts of Sarah away, convincing himself that he needed to move on. But deep down, he felt a gnawing guilt for leaving Sarah behind, for the love they had shared in the shadows of the prison. Meanwhile, Sarah returned to her duties, trying to focus on her work and suppressing her feelings for Michael. She watched as he moved on with his life, and a sense of loss enveloped her. The memories of their time together haunted her, and she often found herself wondering if he ever thought of her. Despite her efforts to forget him, the bond they had formed remained etched in her heart. One day, while on duty, Sarah spotted Michael in the distance. He was walking hand in hand with his new partner, and a wave of emotions washed over her: regret, sadness, and a sense of betrayal. She felt a lump in her throat as she realized that he had truly moved on. Summoning her courage, she approached him, her heart racing. "Michael," she called out, her voice trembling. He turned, surprise etched on his face. "Sarah," he replied, his expression shifting from shock to something more complicated. They stood there, the weight of their shared history hanging in the air. "Why did you leave me?" Sarah asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Michael hesitated, searching for the right words. "I thought I needed to start fresh," he admitted, his gaze dropping to the ground. "But I never stopped thinking about you." In that moment, the truth hung between them. They both realized that their connection had never truly faded, despite the distance and time apart. They shared a bittersweet moment, acknowledging the love that had blossomed in the unlikeliest of places. But the reality of their lives loomed large, and they both knew that they had chosen different paths. As they parted ways once more, Michael felt a pang of regret. He had tried to escape his feelings, but the truth was that Sarah had left an indelible mark on his heart. He walked away, torn between the life he was trying to build and the love he had left behind. Sarah returned to her duties, her heart heavy with the knowledge that some connections are not easily severed. She resolved to focus on her work, but the memories of Michael lingered, a bittersweet reminder of what could have been. Their story, filled with love and loss, hope and regret, became a testament to the complexities of human emotions and the choices we make. Conclusion: the relationship between Michael and Sarah illustrates the intricacies of life and the power of human emotions. Their story, filled with love and betrayal, hope and loss, resonates with the experiences of many. Though they tried to forget their feelings for each other, the bond they shared became an everlasting memory. Life continued, and each person sought their own path, forever marked by the love they had found in the most unexpected of places.